What's up, Space Pirates? This is your captain, the ever-charming Dr. Disaster, and it amazes me how some people absolutely prefer to live in delusion rather than admit very basic and obvious truths. That is where we're at with Dustborn, where the director of the game is categorically refusing to say that they created a flop.
Are you running a high fever, man? How could you conceive of something so idiotic?
In a recent interview, the game director of Dustborn said that the game wasn't political and that it wasn't a flop. I suppose this response should not be surprising. In order to have made a game that was this bad and this out of touch with reality and with gamers who don't want to play overly politicized bullshit, who just want to have fun and have some escape from reality, in order to be that out of touch, to make a game like Dustborn, you'd have to be this delusional, wouldn't you?
Are you crazy? Is that your problem?
This is the danger of living in an echo chamber and not talking to real people. You insulate yourself from harsh realities, and in the case of the people who form the modern audience, those people that made this game, and those people that this game was made for, they are trapped in a prison of their own minds. This director of Dustborn is clearly angry. The player count for this game is laughably pathetic, but he and his cronies need to believe that they are the majority and that actually what they think is super popular, because otherwise they are a bunch of fringe lunatics who would be better suited to the crazy house rather than a cushy job making video games. Meanwhile, gamers are left feeling like we're the crazy ones for noticing their insanity.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills! Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Alright, me hearties, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter, where I keep a list of woke and DEI-infected games pinned to the account at all times for your reference. My handle on that platform is Dr. Disaster 1.
Yo! Leave my friends alone!
You're just in time. Let's show these guys what we can do.
Yeah, that's a small taste of how absolutely unbearable and insufferable this game really is. Dustborn was rightfully rejected. It was one of the worst received games I've ever seen, and it is infuriating to think that these jackasses who made it took taxpayer money in order to make it. It's even more infuriating to think that the director of the game won't take any responsibility for anything. He won't admit that what he's done absolutely doesn't resonate with anyone, and it was clear and obvious political propaganda. But this article from Bounding Into Comics really breaks it all down for us. The CEO of Red Thread Games and also game director of Dustborn gave an interview, and Bounding Into Comics wrote, Tornquist, who also served as the game's director, offered his thoughts on players' rejection of his studio's latest game during a recent interview given to Mikkel Lonning, the editor-in-chief of the Norway-based video game news outlet Gamer No, on the subject of the Dustborn backlash. To start, the dev was directly asked by his host about the accusations that the game was pushing a woke agenda, to which the developer asserted, "It caught us completely off guard. We were very surprised by the extreme reaction to the launch, and we had no plan for how to handle it." This guy is lying, plain and simple. I mean, just look at the image at the bottom of what we're seeing from the article there. That is a screenshot from Dustborn. That is an actual character from the game, a purple-haired, nose-ringed, obese girl boss with a skin condition. There's nothing in that picture that could even remotely be classified as attractive to the average person. It was clearly made for the modern audience and not for the average gamer. You simply cannot tell me that the devs who made this weren't woke. Obviously they were, and this is disingenuous spin and pity farming. Oh, look at us. Poor innocent game devs who didn't do nothing. Those mean old gamers called us woke for no reason. Yeah, dude, this is literally a progressive fantasy piece, set in what they call a fascist America from the future. These people are either liars or they're so deep in it that they can't even tell woke shit from normal shit anymore. They just can't see the forest for the trees. But we're going to skip down a bit to where it says, turning to discuss the game's actual content, Lonning then moved to ask his guest if he had expected any debate over some of the more obviously politically correct aspects of the game. In turn, Tornquest explained, yes, but we were never out to provoke. We just wanted to make a game with characters that are different. We didn't think it would be so controversial that a group would fight against a fascist regime, he detailed. I don't think many people want to live in a police state, and our version of the US is by no means the real America. Yeah, it isn't a mistake that the obviously woke schmucks in the game were the good guys, despite their outrageously selfish behavior. I don't buy this shit for a second. But my favorite part is when this noodle brain is coping in real time, trying so hard to spin things so that his game doesn't sound like a flop. On the subject of the game's potential audience, Lonning inquired with his guest as to whether or not Dustborn, as claimed by critics based on its currently abysmal Steam sales numbers, was truly a sales flop. Dustborn is not a flop, Tornquist fired back. The game has received mixed reviews, but also a lot of positive feedback. Those who actually play it seem to enjoy it. Dustborn isn't selling as much as we would like, but we're proud of it and think it's a good game. Even though it's not an immediate success, it has sold far more than what people are saying online. I can say that, he further argued before admitting, our internal goals for Dustborn haven't been met, but that doesn't mean it's a flop. And in response to this, all I can do is just point out this chart here. This is the Steam chart for Dustborn. There are 4 people in the world playing this game right now. Billions of humans exist on this planet, and only 4 of them want to play Dustborn right now. Only 7 of them have played it concurrently in the last day at its peak. There are no other words. Nothing else I can say could possibly slap this guy down any harder than these harsh numbers. Reality is the ultimate splash of cold water on these woke dipshits. But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop some mockery of Dustborn and its game director into the comment section below, and we will talk there.
Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your captain is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.